Hey gems, welcome back to another one of my videos. Today we are going to be on my Rainbow City Core Island, Gem City, and we are finally going to be doing a build. It's been forever since I've actually built on this island because I've been distracted with the DLC, or I just haven't had the inspiration to do any of it. So we have got our farmer's overalls on today because we are going to be decorating Egbert's farm. I was really excited to start this and I did stream it over on Twitch. However, when I finished it, I really wasn't happy with the result. It's not that it looked bad, it just wasn't the vibe that I wanted. It was way too big, and the whole point of this island is that it's rainbow and each villager has a certain colour relating to them, Egbert being yellow, and seeing as his farm had every kind of produce on it, it meant that it wasn't colour coordinated to him, and it was really getting on my nerves. So outside of stream, I went back and I basically destroyed the whole thing and rebuilt it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So as you can see, this is what the original farm looked like. It was really big. It had 9 of each crop, and I think it's really cool. I might take inspiration from this for my restaurant themed island because I think ketchup would look really good with this kind of farm. But it just wasn't the vibe for this island. Here it is on the map. It looks really cool, I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty sick, but again, it was just really big. It took up a huge part of my map that I just feel like could be utilized for something else, and it also had this really awkward orchard next to it, which I didn't really like. It was hard to get to. You then had to walk around it to get to the wheat field, and the wheat field was really tiny, and I didn't like how small it was. I wanted you to be able to stand in it and not be able to see anything else. And then here's Egbert's house, which is so far away from the farm. It just felt really disconnected. I didn't like it. So we're gonna go into it today and change it. So let's get into it. So as you can see, I started off by just removing all of the fences and items around it. It took quite a while to get rid of everything, not gonna lie. It took me about an hour just to kind of take all of the produce out, get rid of all the trees, get rid of all of the items, and start fresh. Then I dug up all of the produce, and I'm not gonna lie, I chucked all of it away, even the ones that I wanted for this farm, because I have literally hundreds of pumpkins and carrots and tomatoes in my inventory, so it didn't feel like a waste to me. So that's what I did. I'm sorry, I just had to do what I had to do. I was not about to go sell them all or put them somewhere else on my island to just dig up later. Nah. And then I went through and got rid of all of the paths except for 4 of the squares because I'm going to be planting wheat, sugarcane, potatoes, and yellow pumpkins. After all of that was done, I was very tired. It took a while, like I said, it took about an hour to do just all of that, but I was very happy with the space that I was left. As you can see, it's this huge open space. We're going to have the farm on one side and then we're going to have the wheat field on the other, so I'm really excited to show you how it all came together. I started off by mapping out where I wanted Egbert's house to go. I always do this with all of my builds. I put some pathing to see where I want buildings or whatever to go, and then once you place it on top, the path disappears, so it's easy. And then irrigation is a word that I learned after this update came out, because everyone seems to be putting it in their farms, which I think is pretty cool and it's pretty sweet. And it's a nice way to kind of break up the farm without having to put loads of paths everywhere. And it just looks cute, so that's what I did. What I loved about this original idea was mixing the 2 fences together. Loads of people do it, often with hedges and the country fencing, but I decided to mix the corrugated iron fence and the country fencing because you can custom design the corrugated fence to be loads of different colours. So I obviously customized it to be yellow, and I think it looks really cool. It kind of gives it an urban city edge that I was looking for, because that was a problem. I was scared to put a farm on my island because it's a city island and I didn't know how to make it still feel like a city and not just a regular town. I don't know. And I feel like adding this kind of fencing, and later on I'll add utility poles, it just gives it that edge that I was looking for. And then I went and put my produce in. Quick tip, what I would suggest is doing what I'm doing here, which is digging a hole in a circle and then planting all of your crops, because then your character just finds the nearest hole and goes around in a circle. It's quite funny, but it makes it so much faster and so much easier. I would also suggest doing this when you're digging them up, I put the potatoes and the pumpkins at the front with the wheat and the sugarcane at the back because the sugarcane and wheat are taller items. So it just made more sense. Then the pumpkins and the potatoes don't get like overshadowed by the taller items. I then went to Reese and Cyrus and customized a lot of items. As you can see, I made this gazebo a darker shade of brown, and I added a cute little ladder here, which looks like he's almost picking fruit from the trees. I'm going to pretend like that's a banana tree like there were in the old Animal Crossing days, because there are no yellow fruit trees, so we just gotta use our imagination here. I wanted a path leading up to Egbert's house, and I was going to do a dirt path or a grass path, but I still wanted to keep that city edge, so I decided to just put my road path in. I unfortunately laid down the pavement before I remembered that I want to have a path underneath all of the roads so that the map looks good, so I had to go back through and fill it all in, but it was fine. It takes a little bit of time, but I find placing paths kind of therapeutic sometimes, so that's what happened here. It looks a bit funky because it's only 4 tiles wide, where usually my roads are 5, but if I made it 5 it wouldn't have lined up with the house, so it looks a little bit strange, but it's not supposed to be a road, it's supposed to be like a path up to his house, so it works out in the end, it's fine. I then got to work on the wheat field and started out by surrounding it in the fencing that I wanted. Again, I stuck to the country fencing and the corrugated iron fence, which I think it looks really nice. And filling out this little space was a little bit of a struggle. It's only 4 tiles wide, so I started with the windmill and the utility pole, but it didn't really look very good, so I opted to put the 2 storefronts in instead, because I wanted to keep them from the previous build, but I didn't know where to put them, so this was the perfect place. And you'll see me struggle with like placements because everything was just like half a tile like out of place, but it works out in the end. I managed to fit quite a bit over there. Pretty proud of myself, not gonna lie, and again I'm happy with how it came out, so yeah. Now you might be shouting at the screen, Jazzy, it's not the right size, it doesn't line up. Don't worry, I go back later, I realised my mistake, but I just end up filling in this whole area with the dark dirt path to then put the wheat field items on top, which I love. The wheat field items, gorgeous. So happy that they are an item and not a DIY, because my god, having to craft all of those would be a nightmare. Even though having to time travel, like I think I time traveled 5 days in order to fill that space on top of the previous like 3 or 4 days that I had for the previous speed build. But yeah, I used a lot of wheat fields, I'm not gonna lie. I added some more farm-y items like this windmill and the barrel. I wanted to add the swinging bench somewhere, but I don't think I did in the end. I think I left it out because there was no room for it, and then placed all of the wheat down. Then I went back over to the produce farm and added some items like a hand cart, a milk can, some, what's it called? Compost bags. There we go. All customized by Reese and Cyrus. I love Reese and Cyrus. I'm never using a customization kit ever again. Never. Here I am just stealing some wheat fields from the other wheat field and placing them in. Like I said, this was a larger area than I thought it was going to be. I wanted to place this tractor in the middle of the farm, but then I thought, why not just buy 2? So I placed one at the back, and then in a minute you will see that I placed another one in the wheat field, and here is me realizing my mistake and having to make it smaller. But the tractor in the middle actually kind of looks like it's rolled over some wheat, so I do eventually turn it around so it looks like it's kind of driven over the wheat, which I think is pretty cool. If you ask me, pretty epic. I would definitely suggest doing that because it makes it feel just that little bit more authentic. I don't know, in my opinion it does. And I forgot to say, but I put the little party lights at the entrance, which I think is just so darling. I think it's so sweet, it looks so cute. And that was it. Off screen I kind of went through and added more road along the front so that you can kind of walk across, and it'll also give me a starting point for when I continue along and do Diva's lavender farm. Look out for that one. But yeah, let me take you around. So as you can see, we have this big lovely road in front of it, which I think is just gorgeous. This road was designed by Tropicitch on Instagram. You should definitely check her out, and I think it looks so cool from the road. I don't know, there's just something about it. And then you walk through the party lights, and Chief was really enjoying the flowers. As you can see, it was very cute. And here's the wheat field. This is gorgeous. I love the wheat field so much. It looks so much better than my teeny tiny one previously. I just think it looks so lush, so full, so gorgeous. It's just so nice, and that tractor is 10 out of 10. I'm so glad I changed it and put it in like that. And then as you leave the wheat field, you can walk straight across and you have the produce farm, which just looks, again, so cute. Chief was really enjoying this one, and so was that butterfly. And again, I just think it looks really cool. I'm so glad I made this area smaller. It just suits the area so much nicer and makes it feel more cozy. And it's obviously monochrome to Egbert as well. I might change his house a little bit, try and make his house a little bit more yellow, but I haven't unlocked that yet, so I might do it in the future. But yeah, I'm just so happy with how this area came out in the end, and I hope you like it too. Now, there was a seasonal item on offer when I was doing this, so look at these glasses. They are just so cute and was so perfect for this event. I even gifted Egbert a pair and he looks so handsome. He looks so cute. I love him so much. He is definitely one of my favorite villagers on this island. So gems, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, then like the video. I would really appreciate it and it would mean a lot to me. If you could also subscribe to the channel, we would love to have you as part of this gem community we are building here over on YouTube. I do stream Animal Crossing over on twitch.tv/Jazzy0451, so be sure to come join us over there. All of my socials will be linked down below, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, wherever you are. Bye guys!